And we are back. If you were just tuning in, this is IGN Live at Comic-Con 2018 in sunny San Diego. I'm Max Scoville. Right now, we're joined by Mark Religioso, producer of Soulcalibur VI, giving us an exclusive look at the game in action. You guys just announced Voldo this morning.
Yes, it's amazing. So if Soulcalibur fans out there, super excited.
So I went on a few videos, a few articles about the announcement, and it's funny because I think everyone likes Voldo at this point, but in like a weird, uncomfortable way, where they're like, he's too sexy, but also scary. I don't know how I feel. Can you talk about what's new with Voldo here?
Yeah, definitely. I think, he is probably one of the most iconic kind of fighters in Soulcalibur. He is kind of interesting. He has a lot of different stances, kind of gets in the backwards bridge, which is kind of creepy. I kid you not, when I used to play this game back in the day against my little brother, I'd always pick Voldo, and he would be freaked out, and I'd always win. So it's definitely a pleasant surprise for a lot of Soulcalibur fans, just because he's such an interesting character, not by fight style, but also his kind of visual appearance, too.
And his idol, where he's just kind of doing the sexy dance.
Yeah.
People already really want to see a Soulcalibur VI remake of the Voldo dance meme. We're just doing the synchronized Voldoing. Are there any like major changes to how he plays, or is it kind of just keeping more or less the same?
Yeah, it's more or less. Obviously, he has multiple stances, but there's a lot of new mechanics in the game too. So the producer of the game, his name is Okabusan Motohiro. He worked on Tekken 7, so he pulled a lot of the key learnings from that game, put them into this. So it's not only satisfying to play as a player, but there's a lot of mechanics in there that also make it awesome to watch too. So if you see kind of what's going on the screen, there's a lot of super moves in the game now. A lot of new battle mechanics, just that fighting game fans and kind of new fans will learn to love.
Cool. Now I saw people pointing out that like Voldo's costume in this is a little bit different. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So a lot of people have been kind of speculating like where this game actually takes place. So we've actually hinted that it's almost a reboot. So it's kind of throwing it back to the days of Soulcalibur 1, Soulcalibur 2, and really revisiting that story. And if you watch the original trailer, the tagline in there was, "History hides away more than one truth." So you're going to get a different perspective on that original storyline.
I love that. Now, you also revealed a different character today, right?
Yeah. We announced Voldo today, a couple weeks ago. Fan favorite character is making her comeback. Her name is Talim. She is the priestess of the winds. So in a lot of character polls that we've done on social media, she's by far the most popular. So she was absent from Soulcalibur V, so a lot of people are excited that she's back into the game.
Cool. And what's the reception been to Soulcalibur VI so far? Like, how do you feel about it? Is there anything you want to put out there that's like maybe a misconception or a?
No, I think it's almost like a renaissance of fighting games, right? Like you're seeing all these big players come back into the arena. We put out Tekken, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a huge game. So I think fighting games in general are just picking up a lot of steam because they're a lot of fun to play. So it's definitely amazing. A lot of the Soulcalibur fans from the past, I'm sure everyone out there has played, the first time they popped it into their Dreamcast, they were like, wow, this game is amazing. So all the good stuff from the Soulcalibur series, the developers are really trying to put that into Soulcalibur VI. So
I feel like there's, no matter like who you talk to, I mean, for the most part, there's always a mention of like, oh yeah, I used to kick my roommate's ass at that. It's always like roommate or like little brother.
Exactly, yeah.
But there is also like, there's obviously a huge competitive scene right now. Are you guys making any accommodations to kind of focus on esports or really, get in front of that?
Yeah, I think, one cool thing is, just like I said, so we're making the game a lot more fun for even a spectator to watch. A lot more slow-mo, a lot more kind of cinematic animations to the moves. EVO is coming up, and we're actually bringing Soulcalibur there for a small side tournament. So, as fighting games kind of get bigger and bigger on the competitive scene, I think a lot of developers are taking a look at that and saying, hey, it's important to make this game look exciting as it is to actually play.
I mean, it's definitely exciting to look at. I would say almost too exciting with Voldo. He's just got too much going on there. Now he's got like, costume-wise, people point out like there's the spider and the sun and moon motif at the same time. Is there any significance to that? I'm asking as sort of an outsider here.
Off the top of my head, that is something I'll have to ask the designers. But the thing about Voldo is, so his kind of side story is he was like the right-hand man to like this Italian weapons dealer. So what he was basically tasked to do was go into this money pit where he was basically protecting all of this man's riches. So he lost his eyesight, he lost his ability to speak. So that's why he's such a tricky character, because he uses all his senses. So that's why he's kind of back-turned at this point, right? Yeah. So
he's like smelling you while he's doing that?
I hate to play against Voldo because it's so tricky and so complicated, but definitely I think one of the most unique characters in fighting games.
Are you guys going to have alternate costumes in this?
Yeah, definitely. Each character usually has at least 2 or 3 different costumes that they can actually wear. So.
And of course, character customization is a must for the series. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
You're not.
So it is historical. Obviously, that's one big thing that Soulcalibur has. We don't have any info to share about that at the moment, but I'm sure fans will be excited.
Can you talk a little bit about adventure mode?
Yeah, so we announced a story mode. It's called the Chronicle of Soul. So what that is basically throwing it back to, like I said, Soulcalibur 1, Soulcalibur 2, and really focusing in on Killick. He's like the main protagonist of the story, and kind of his search for the legendary soul swords. So, you know, everyone in the game has their own inspirations and motivation for finding these kind of swords. But the main storyline revolves around Killick and kind of his whole journey.
Cool. Can you give us some insight to Talim's backstory?
Yeah, she is the priestess of the winds. Like I said, she's from Southeast Asia, no country in specific, but she has the power to actually control the wind. So if you see some of her moves, you can see that there's a lot of kind of wind motifs baked into there. Her weapons are very unique to the region as well. They're kind of like elbow blades, but she actually learned how to use these for I think it's a festival dance. So you'll see that it's very rhythmic and very smooth and very beautiful at the same time.
I love fighting game backstories.
Yeah.
It's always just like a little bit too much, you know?
It's a little whimsical.
It's a balance of excess, you know?
Yes.
Now, she was introduced in a later game, right? Or was she?
She was, I believe, introduced in Soulcalibur 2.
Okay.
So she's been in 2, 3, and 4.
Now, are there any characters in the game who were introduced in maybe 4 or 5 who are showing up in this that have to sort of have their story rearranged with the?
No, I think, like I said, this is kind of history hides away more than one truth. So what we're going to be revealing is additional backstory to the original lore of Soulcalibur. So there's actually a new character that we've announced. His name is Geralt. So he is also kind of another protagonist within the original lore. So we haven't revealed too much about that, but super exciting. Also, elephant in the room, we didn't talk about Geralt yet from The Witcher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Soulcalibur's also been known to have amazing and crazy crossover characters. We've had Star Wars in the past, we've had Link, Spawn, so Geralt from The Witcher, perfect addition to Soulcalibur.
Geralt is like a perfect fit.
Right?
He's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Blades and I don't know, elaborate costumes are right at home there. And this is coming out very soon. Are you any plans for a beta or anything?
We have not announced any beta at this point, but it comes out on October 19th. It's coming to Xbox One, PS4, and Steam for the first time,
awesome.
So I know people are excited about that. But we did announce a collector's edition SKU, which comes with a sweet statue and art book, as well as a deluxe edition that comes with the season pass.
Awesome. And yeah, this is just Comic-Con. There's still Gamescom's around the corner, and I imagine you'll have something to show off then. So yeah, Soulcalibur VI, Xbox One, PS4, and PC, October 19th. Coming up, wait till you see this Batman collectible. It's not for the faint of heart or anyone on a budget. San Diego Comic-Con continues live on IGN right after this.